Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Chris Maragkakis of Simply Be Wellbeing. I'm a women's life coach, podcaster and speaker, and wellbeing provider. I'm also a mindfulness and meditation teacher. Welcome to Mindful Mutterings. Please like, share and subscribe, and thanks for listening. Hi, thanks for joining me this week. So I want to talk to you about connecting with the spirit within, or the essence within. And I often share mindset tips, and there's obviously a lot of information out there and about how to keep our bodies healthy. But yeah, I want to just hone in on the essence of who we are. As I said, some people call this spirit, others the consciousness, and it is often also referred to as the awareness within. What you call it isn't important, but for the purpose of this podcast, I'm going to call it spirit. What is really important is that we acknowledge it and foster its growth, because this is vital for our development and our well-being. Now, when we acknowledge and align to our core being, our spirit, we can step into the path that we're here to take, what is truly authentic for us, and live the life that best suits our needs, so that we can become fulfilled, and then we can live our life with joy, which is our natural state. We're born into this world with joy, and then we're born into this world knowing who we are and what we're here for, and then we find hundreds of reasons every day to be miserable, and we lose our sense of self, and we just become sometimes overwhelmed by responsibility or conditioning, and that part of us, of the very essence of us, gets a little bit lost. So when I talk about spirit, what am I actually talking about? So when we have a thought, the thought comes from the brain. Now, the brain is essentially a supercomputer that analyzes information, and then based on previous experience and conditioning comes up with an idea. Fantastic, job done. The spirit is the part of you that is aware of the thought, in the same way that the eyes see, because that's what they're designed for, and the brain identifies what is being looked at. It's the spirit that is aware of the process. And your spirit is the essence of you. And it's now widely thought that we're all connected through our energy and awareness. So we've chosen to have an individual experience in a human body, but our energy is part of a collective consciousness, and physicists are finding this all the time. And that is why when someone walks in a room, they can change the energy of the room, or why we can pick up on something about someone without anything actually being said. So the essence of us has, like I said, been drowned out by the importance that we place on the mind and what it tells us. We have literally handed ourselves over to a computer. And over hundreds of years of conditioning, we've learned not to listen to our intuition or what we feel to be right, and that's been passed down from generation to generation. And so consequently, we've largely lost our connection to the rhythms of the earth energy. We've trapped our spirits in a human cage while we search for external achievements and possessions and scientific explanations to make us feel good. And this is why, in my opinion, so many people are struggling with mental health issues and addiction, because in some cases, I mean, for a lot of people, they have what they think they want. They've worked hard for it. They've, achieved the goalpost, but they're still not fulfilled. And they have, everything that they want, but something is missing, and it's that understanding that you're not doing what is right for you that causes the issues, the feeling of not being good enough. Excuse me. And for others, they've sought a different way to live and struggled because they know in their bones that's how they're meant to be living, but they still haven't been able to connect with their spirit, and so this understanding couldn't be expressed or acted upon. Or they've lost so much in being true to themselves. People haven't understood who they are or how they want to live, and that's caused conflict or discord. And then that's, they've had to find a way to live with that as well. And unless the skills are there to cope with that kind of rejection, essentially, then that can cause a lot of mental health and substance misuse issues. And really, all of us want to belong, but we have to be able to find the people that we can belong with who respect us for who we truly are. So I think it's about finding out how we connect to our spirit and then moving from there. So mostly it's in the joy, when we're feeling joyful, and for me it's the best way I can describe it is a lightness of heart, just an absolute feeling of bliss. This is when I know I'm in alignment with the essence of me. I'm whatever it is I'm doing is completely fulfilling the part of me that is the essence of who I am. And mindfulness can help foster this connection to spirit, because obviously as we become more aware of how we think and we speak and ultimately we behave, we can then identify which of those are coming from conditioning or learned behaviours and which absolutely feel right and true to us. And through meditation or creating quiet, that's where we can reduce the chatter that constantly goes on in our mind, so we can allow the spirit to come through, to just be glimpsed maybe in the feelings or thoughts that arise. And we know this is spirit and not mind, because somewhere in us it feels right. Now, on a more practical level, it's found through identifying the activities that you love to do, the ones that fill your heart with joy or a complete sense of peace and tranquility. The ones that you could do all day without payment, and the ones that you go into the zone and completely relinquish thought and go with the flow of what you're experiencing. The ones where maybe you feel a deep sense of connection and love. These are the things that connect to our spirit, and they're often found in nature, through artistic expression, or through sport. And obviously in the relations that we have as well, like I said before, people are attracted to people who give off the same energetic vibe. So when we acknowledge the activities that make our hearts sing, then we can begin to design our life around those activities. And I know that we have bills to pay, and that means that we need to work, but the key would then be in finding the right type of work, so that hopefully you're doing what you love, what makes you happy. And if that's not possible, then it's about making sure that what you're doing is not in a direct contraindication to your spirit, and so that you can look for the positives in the employment that you're doing, so that you can find a way to enjoy it. And it's about making the time then around your working day to address the things that you do want to do, because that, without you nurturing your spirit, every day will be like you're having the life sucked out of you, and eventually you'll just become this dry husk, and instead you could be so much more. And the same applies to where you live. Don't be driven by what society tells you is the right way to live. If you feel that you thrive and you need to live in a wooden house near the water, then find a job or a weekend house or go camping, so that even if you can't do it all of the time, at least you're creating opportunities to feed your spirit. Eat the foods that make you feel well. If your life is so busy that you only have time to consume heavily processed food, and you know with all your being that your body wants organic and raw food, then look at what you can do differently to facilitate this. Maybe you ask for a course on pure eating for a present. Maybe you spend less time on media and use the time saved to prepare food. Make it a priority in your life, and then reap the benefits of doing what you feel is best for you. When you are in alignment with your spirit, everything else starts to flow around it. So by constantly putting the essence of you in second place, all you're really doing is making life more difficult for yourself. And it's the same with the people in your life. The ones that stifle you or try to control you need to be managed, so that you're free to express yourself as you truly are. Now, obviously, we don't want anarchy, so we have to conform to a certain societal norm. But that's not to stop you. If you feel that walking barefoot through the woods is what you need to do, there's no law stopping you doing that. Or if you feel that you need to draw and you have to express yourself through music, you can do that. It's about finding ways that you can express the very essence of you in the life that you live, so that your energy rises, your vibration is higher, your ability to love and be compassionate grows, and that then resonates in everything that you do, and it can't do anything other than bring more joy and abundance into your life and those around you. Same with the habits that you've adopted. They should be challenged to make sure that you're not stifling the amazing qualities that you have to offer. And so maybe you need to look at the groups that you're within, or the things that you're spending your time doing. Do you really want to be going to the pub every Friday night? Would you rather be doing I don't know, aerial yoga or allotment group or whatever it is. Stop being a victim to the pressure of other people and start expressing yourself. And like I say, to some extent we have to let go of some of the things that are no longer serving us, but that's only so that we can make space for new and wonderful things to come in. And when you're feeding your spirit through the right thoughts and actions, you'll find that the stress and anxiety is greatly reduced, because a lot of that stress and anxiety is from the fact that your being and your mind are working in against each other, and they know that you're not being true to yourself, and so there's this constant back and forth going, and that's what causes some of this stress and anxiety. And then you gain a sense of contentment and fulfillment, and as I said, you manifest more of what you need to grow into your life, and so that it becomes a true experience of life through a connected body, heart and spirit, rather than a fractional experience that, in essence, a faceless system has told you that you need to abide by to become successful. I mean, you are amazing. We all are. We are all unique, and we all have something glorious to share with the world. We might not know what it is, and it might not be an obvious thing, like, you're the best actor in the world, or the best coach in the world, or the best ballet dancer. It might just be that you're consistently one of the nicest people in the world, or that consistently you care about people, or you make people feel welcome. Everybody has a gift. Sometimes we just need to shine a light on it. And so the next step for us then is to take that shift from constantly doing to being, so that we can reach our potential, and then together, because we all share energy, we can become stronger. So if this is speaking to your spirit, and you know that this is the right time to act, please get in touch and let's talk. And if coaching doesn't feel right for you, then maybe it's just time for you to experiment a little bit with courting your spirituality. Maybe a cacao ceremony, or a drum journey, or maybe a gong bath, or maybe nature walks, or maybe just sitting quietly and getting to know yourself will be enough for you right now. But whatever you do, I hope you find a way to listen to your inner guidance and to connect with your spirit, because it really does open life up in ways that you can't imagine. So as always, thank you so much for listening. If you want to get in touch, or you've got any questions, then you can do so through the website simplybe.org.uk. Please like, share and subscribe this podcast so that it gets to the people that need to hear it. And thank you very much. Take care, and I hope you'll join me for the next one. Bye.